Hi guys, I'm Dr. James Low. In my last video, I talked about exercise and I persuaded everyone to take up exercise on a regular basis and that it's never too late to start. If you have started, good job, persevere, and after some months, you will reap the benefit of your exercise and the benefits will persuade you to continue exercising as a lifestyle without much effort. I listened to an interview recently of a centenarian, and when asked what is his secret, he pointed out exercise as the most important thing. This 100-year-old man, as I observed him talking to the interviewer, I would place his biological age as 70. So he gave an analogy and he said that if there is a person who has hypertension and obese, and there's another person who is slim and without any hypertension but does not exercise, this obese person with hypertension, if he starts exercising, the chances are that he will outlive the person without exercise. So that's a very powerful statement. Today I would continue talking about exercise. Exercise, you will realize there are many aspects of it, and I like to list them up as 5 aspects. And it is not that they are standalone, they overlap a lot, but exercise will involve various things in order to achieve balance or a holistic situation. Now, do not think of exercise as something very difficult or something very sophisticated that only certain people can achieve. Incorporate it into your lifestyle. I would emphasize the word functionality. Our body is designed to function. As long as it's functioning, it is okay. And those parts of your body that is not functioning too much because of your nature of your work, then you have to stimulate function, and if you do that, you'll be okay. So the 5 aspects I would mention it briefly so that you have an idea, and in subsequent videos I'll probably elaborate more each one of them. The first thing I'd like to mention is suppleness. Suppleness is like flexibility. For instance, can you like stretch to pick up something? You will drop something under the desk. Can you stretch to pick it up? And it is very simple to do in the sense that whatever joints are made to function, you just move them. You just move them. The neck, you move them, and that's what you do. Now, observe a cat or a dog stretching. That's wonderful, isn't it? How they stretch after they wake up from sleep. So in this area, I will relate to you a case of my patient. He landed up in hospital. What did he do? He was trying to get a screw into the wall with a screwdriver, and by turning the screwdriver, actually he tore a muscle and he had to go for surgery. So our lifestyle is such that we don't use the entire body, and so those parts of our body that is seldom used are very weak. So when you are in a situation where you have to use it, you can enjoy yourself. So that's actually what happened. So stretching is quite simple. Like before I go jogging, I would simulate my running kind of movements, and I will stretch myself, and get myself warm up to run so that I won't get injured. The next aspect is aerobic. Aerobic means getting oxygen to your body. So that means it involves your heart. You get your heart pumping, and then you get your lungs breathing deeply. So this will improve your circulation and typically improve your stamina. So aerobic exercise, there's so many you can do. Is do jumping jacks or skipping or just brisk walking itself is as simple as that, and just get your heart pumping. So beginning, if you can't walk far, you just maybe walk half a kilometer, and then to and fro is 1 kilometer, and then you increase it to more and more. Like our years of training in hiking, we can actually walk the whole day, yeah, with rest in between. So aerobic typically will make you sweat, and that's a good thing. Now the third thing will be strength. To build up strength, actually you have to stress your bones. You have to stress your bones. Now some elderly people, they just feel that when they're old they will get osteoporosis. Actually, it's not true. It's a lack of use or disuse or sedentary lifestyle that cause osteoporosis, because the calcium metabolism and the strength and protein metabolism all depends on stimulation of stress bearing activity. For instance, when we carry heavy things, we stress the bones. So the body will respond by making your bones and muscles stronger so that you can carry heavy things. So we don't have to believe or resign to the fact when I'm old I will have osteoporosis. No, you don't have to. You do strength bearing exercise, like you may carry some weights or things like that, or just use your body and do push-ups, things like that. No? Now the fourth one is to practice reaction time. As we get older, we tend to slow down. My wife always remind me, don't slow down so much. So I constantly remind myself not to slow down too much. So whatever I do, I purpose to do it as quickly as possible, like before. So one way to practice your reaction time is like, for instance, this is my bicycle, my spectacle case. I just throw up and I catch. I throw higher, then I catch again. And I throw higher, I clap and catch. I throw higher still, I clap twice and catch. So this is like using your creativity, or you can use a tennis ball, throw against the wall and catch it, or a ping pong ball, throw it and catch it. So these are exercises that you can do, and use your creativity to come up with kind of exercises. And then the fifth thing is mental health. Now mental health is actually an extremely big subject. A lot of young people today are having mental health problems. First thing is, don't let your mind be idle. As the saying goes, the idle mind is a devil's workshop. When we keep our mind idle, the only thing that works will stimulate our mind will be negative things. So we don't allow that. So keep your mind busy. Keep yourself stimulate your mind by like reading, not just watching TV and screen time, but reading books. I remember in my younger days, I always read all the professional stuff like dentistry and all those professional stuff, and I noticed that it stimulates only a certain part of my brain. Then later on, I decided to read novels, and novels did a lot of good to me, because first of all, it relaxes me, and also it stimulates the other parts of my brain, not just the academic part but the creative part as well. And then my vocabulary becomes a bit better, and I could not imagine that some of the words that I use today, because before that I don't have a very good vocabulary. So these are things, and other things to stimulate your mind. You can do crossword puzzles, or some simple addition. Don't use the calculator, just do the traditional way, makes you think. Or take up a new hobby, or learn something new, or a new language or something like that. So that will stimulate our mind. So going through again, number one, suppleness, which means stretching. Number two, aerobic, that means a sweaty kind of exercise that make your heart pump. Then strength exercise. Now regarding this strength exercise, I got an interesting story to tell. I've got a patient who came in whose two front teeth were broken at the gum level. The roots were still there. So he was using this contraption, which I bought when I was very young. This is for isometric exercise, that you can push it together and hold, right? As long as you can, and you can use it even as like a bowl, right? So things like that. I don't use it nowadays because I prefer to do it outdoors. So this patient of mine, what he did was, he placed this woodworker, he pressed it down, and his chin was above this thing, so it slipped and then he hit his jaw and then he broke 2 teeth. So whatever you do, be careful, start from simple, easier, and then build up to more difficult. So that's all I will say for now, and in subsequent videos I would probably go through each one of them in greater detail. And I'm not a exercise expert or any physical trainer or instructor, but I just use common sense. Common sense. I follow functionality, how my body functions, and if parts of my body are not functioning a lot, then I will have to spend extra time working those functions, stimulating those functions so that my body is holistic. So till we meet again, if you like this video, please click like and subscribe. Until then, bye.